Americans woke up to the darkest of nightmares this morning. The convicted felon and adjudicated rapist somehow managed to get elected president of the United States. And this time, it's worse than 2016 because there are no guardrails to keep the tyrant in check. And he will be assisted by a corrupted Supreme Court willing to make up laws for right-wing tyranny to hold power. We all feel demoralized, defeated, and hopeless. And in those feelings, mixed with anger and betrayal, is the natural impulse to assign blame. And the pundits are out there right now doing just that. And if, like Jon Stewart, you find yourself unable to stomach it, then good. Because that means that deep down, you know assigning blame doesn't fix the problem. And what we really need is to figure out how we're going to move forward. How can we save the onslaught to democracy that is just around the corner? One of the people that is offering us a way forward is former Secretary of Labor Robert Reich. Just this morning, Reich put out a video to start getting people organized to resist. I'm going to show that video in a hot second. But first, I want to draw attention to the key word here going forward: resist. This campaign felt like a battle for the soul of our democracy, and it was. But going forward, we need to have a clear concept that the metaphors of violence cannot enter our vocabulary. This is not a fight, nor is it a battle. If we adopt those concepts, then we've already been co-opted, because that is the ideology of the people we oppose, of the ideas we oppose, of the justifications for violence and death that we oppose. We need to take a quick second to learn an important lesson from the Black Lives Matter movement. These were peaceful protests until outside agitators caused violence. We may well have to put our bodies on the line in acts of resistance, but we should always eschew the fight. That's what our opposition wants, and Resistance 101 teaches us that an essential step in resistance is withholding what the powerful want from you. As Reich will discuss here, it is far, far more important that we protect the vulnerable than fight. Let's take a look.
I won't try to hide it. I'm heartbroken. Heartbroken and scared, to tell you the truth. I still have faith in America. I know we can do a lot to resist Trump's worst plans. But right now, that's little comfort to the people who are most at risk. Today, millions must now live in fear of being swept up by Trump's cruel mass deportation plan. Documented immigrants, as well as undocumented, and millions of American citizens with undocumented parents or spouses. More Americans now must fear that they'll be forced to give birth or be denied life-saving care during an ectopic pregnancy or miscarriage. Today, America has become less safe for trans people, especially trans kids, who are already at risk of violence and discrimination. Anyone who has already faced prejudice and marginalization is now in greater danger. Trump has also promised to seek revenge against his political opponents. Countless Americans are endangered now on a scale and intensity almost unheard of in modern America. Our first responsibility is to protect these people and resist these forces. In the days to come, I will have more to say about specifically what we can do to resist the Trump-Vance administration, how we can protect the people in harm's way, and how to preserve and reclaim our democracy. Today, I just say that if you are grieving or frightened, you are not alone. Millions of Americans feel the way you do right now. And together, we will comprise the resistance to the forces of authoritarianism.
There are a couple of very important points that Reich makes here. One of those is that Trump's victory is so demoralizing that it's overwhelming us. But we can't let that make us lose sight that we are not some kind of small political minority. We are half of this country. We have to band together and organize to resist. Let's not waste our time organizing marches and protests. Don't give them any excuse to crack down. And just as importantly, don't let them see our numbers. Instead, let's organize to resist and to protect the vulnerable. How are we going to do that? That's not entirely clear at this point. Hence the need to organize, to brainstorm, to vet ideas, to make plans, and put them in place. I will offer one suggestion, though. We have to remove majority consent. And the way we do that is to start learning how to speak to the everyday people that constitute the opposition. The people at the top are evil, but most of the people who voted for them think they are doing a good thing. If we have learned nothing over the last 9 years, it's that making them feel stupid is not going to sway them to come over to us. We have to learn how to speak to our neighbors, heck, even our family, in more effective ways. It's clear we don't really know how. There are people out there who do model that. James Tallarico is one of them. Listen to how he tries to draw upon both common ground and fact to join with people, not conquer them.
Jesus never commanded me to love my religion. You know what's interesting? Not once in the entire Bible does Jesus ask us to worship him. All he asks is that we follow him. Love like he loved. Love the outcast. Welcome the stranger. Feed the hungry. Heal the sick. Free the oppressed. As the hymn says, they will know we are Christians by our love. We have to get back to that.
Both Reich and Tallarico are saying the same thing. We need to build community. And yes, we also need to organize. And yes, that feels so hard because we just organized like crazy and lost. But we have to do it again. Trump is definitely going to kill democracy, and he is going to kill a lot of people. We need to resist and we need to protect, but we also need to do what the Democratic Party has always done. Pick up the pieces and make a better, more just world. If we build it, they will come. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.